Dude, check out this slug. Capital Forest has the best black slugs. But we gotta get in front of this guy because he's like right at the trail entrance. So, if he gets in front of us, then we're just gonna take forever to get down because he's not gonna get out of the way. Stopping to munch on leaves. Rude.
If you've ever been to Capitol Forest, you've come to expect a certain type of experience. A network of multi-user trails with no true downhill into the parking lot and lots of climbing. So much climbing. Well, there's another Capitol Forest and this one deserves a review of its own. I liked this place so much, I decided to review it before the other Capitol Forest. Folks, I present for your consideration the North Slope Trails. Located next to the Thurston Grays Harbor ORV Sports Center, the overall theme of the trails here fits nicely with the motorsports enthusiasts inhabiting trails in these same mountains. This area is typical of everything else in these mountains. Tree Farm. You're riding through Tree Farm. So the landscape changes a lot and frequently. The killer app of the North Slope Trails is that they offer you everything you wish Capitol Forest proper had, but doesn't. You get 4 biker-only downhill trails with a seriously awesome shuttle road to the top of all of them. This shuttle road deserves an honorable mention all on its own. There are no potholes, water bars, whoops, or chunder. It's just smooth as glass gravel macadam. Seriously, the best shuttle road you could possibly ask for. There's even a place to turn your truck around at the top. Now, if you're not shuttling the shuttle road but climbing it instead, you'll discover really quickly why it's in such great shape. Steep roads don't gather potholes, and this road is a consistent steep grade. The climb is almost soul-crushing because it just continues with the same punishing grade straight up to the top consistently with no rest. Riding up to each of the main 3 trails once netted us about 3,100 feet of elevation gain, so it's not trivial. So I'm going to talk about each of the 3 trails I rode at North Slope: Down and Rowdy, Scobie, and Stormy. Descending 1,500 feet over 2 miles, Down and Rowdy lives up to its name. Apparently, this trail has existed somewhat unofficially for over 12 years, but it has recently been sanctioned by the DNR as an officially recognized trail. This trail is hard to keep your balance on. You'll feel like the bike is never quite tracking where your eyes are pointed. There are rocks everywhere. It feels like your wheels are never in the right spot, and the entire trail gives you that puckered up feeling you get when you think that you're just about to go over the bars and off the cliff. There's just slightly off-camber chunder everywhere on this trail, and it's steep. So, in other words, it's a lot of fun. Here's a helpful hint. The ride-arounds for most of the difficult features are all on the left. I feel like I really could have used a sign to, tell me that, but whatever. Now, if you've watched this video, you know. Go to the left if you need to ride around. The trail incorporates a few old logging roads into its path, which is something that I honestly don't really mind. It kind of adds to that old school flavor. Watch out for this drop to a left-hander right before this road. If you go too fast on this, you'll overshoot the landing. Much of this trail is commit or die, so just know that going in. Everything is so steep that there's really no walking any features. You roll it or you don't ride it at all. Most of the kickers on DNR are trustworthy, but watch out for this drop after this road section. There's a wicked route waiting for you. Either take the ride around or make sure you keep that front wheel up because this feature will take you out. There's so much variation on this trail that it's difficult to describe it accurately. It ranges from hard-packed clay with rocks in it to loose duff with rocks in it to powdery dust with rocks in it to roots with rocks in it. If you ride this trail on a wet day, you'll notice that there are lots of roots on this trail. Lots. This trail is so techy, it can't help but be fun. Plan to ride this one at least twice if you come to ride here. You'll definitely want to take another crack at this one. It needs repetition. Scobie is a slightly less brutal climb to get to, descending 1,000 feet in a mile. It's steeper than Down and Rowdy, but it's more machine built at the same time. There's definitely a more refined park-like feel to this trail, for better or worse depending on your preference. There are more developed machine sculpted berms for your riding pleasure, but don't get complacent because there are also a number of super steep sections that are truly commit or die, more so than any other trail in this system. Also, even though these berms are machine built, you've got to ride with some skill to make these hook up. This is not a flow trail by any means. Also, there's some surprising drops like this one that questionably makes you drop right into the road without being able to look both ways for traffic. Consider this a skill filter, because if you can't make this one, you're not prepared to ride the rest of the trail. So just, I guess, continue down the road. In keeping with the theme of the other trails in this system, you've got to really work to make things hook up on this trail. Nothing is easy. But you know what? Nothing worth doing is ever easy, now is it? There are a few questionable features on this trail. Actually, like this weird kind of root kicker. What is that? Anyway, you'll get a workout going down this, but of all the trails in the system, it still left me the most wanting at the end. Maybe I just need to ride it a few more times. Stormy is short, at only a little over a half-mile long, descending 526 feet, but it is a fun trail. There are actually 2 lines you can take down this trail, but the left one was labeled blue, so we took the line to the right. This trail feels both faster and flowier than the other 2 trails reviewed, but it's flowy in a really playful, keep you on your toes kind of way. There's nothing simple about this descent, and you've got to have your wits fully about you. This trail is awesome because you really have to ride your bike down this trail. There's no phoning this one in. What it won't do to you, though, is punish you too severely for being a developing rider. By all means, don't hesitate to bring your intermediate friends on this trail. It's a good introduction into the skills they're going to need to develop as they progress without being too high, steep, or dangerous for them to make it back to the car in a reasonable amount of time if they have a panic attack. Overall, North Slope is a trail system that scratches a lot of itches we get as we progress in this sport. All those features and lines that you wish you had but can't because the land managers won't let you are here and ready for you to ride. It's steep, it's raw, and the shuttle road is perfect. What more could you ask for? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Now, get out there and go ride your bike.